Testing 1, 2, 3. Oh, hey. Sorry, I'm on hold right here. Can you guys hear that? Anyway, Dream Warriors 91. We're talking solo. Hey, I hope this intro is good enough to use. Okay. This is maybe the most annoying thing. Just to sit down and do this episode, I had to take one call, got another call, and immediately after that got another text message. And this is literally at 9:30 in the morning, Friday. Let's just do Friday, timestamp Friday, June 1st, 2018. Everyone, we're almost a month away from my birthday. So we've been at a crawl getting to episode 100, and there's all kinds of there's reasons for it. There's where I live, how I live, the YouTube stuff, the comic book stuff, the Kickstarter, the 9 to 5, me being 24/7, the socializing, the having fun, the owning a cat, being a cat dad to Dallas the cat at the Instagram. All of these things cobbled together, wadded into a box of life, just smashed into the box of life. That box of life is thrown into a book bag. That book bag is thrown over your back. You're pushed down the hill. You tumble down the hill. You hit a couple of rocks. Bing bang boom. Then you're falling and you're into the river, and then you get out of the river, even after that being smashed into a few boulders and rocks and other things that's just been sitting in that river for millions of years. You come up on shore, you rip that box out of your backpack, and whatever wad was in it, that's your day-to-day life, and that is how I feel. Look, it's hashtag nonstop, it's hashtag endless, it is hashtag draw or die. I'm at a level right now, I'm at a frequency I literally thought I would never reach. I thought I would never get there. And the reasoning for this is very simple. It's because I didn't think I would have the expertise, the energy, the time alone to learn it. And this is what roughly 3 years of being single will do to you. 3 years, 4 Star Wars movies. This is how you judge how long you've been single. How many Star Wars movies have come out while you were single? It started with Force Awakens. But yeah, so Dallas here is just he comes by as soon as I sit down. Where I sit is near where he gets fed. He always thinks when I do the podcast it's time for him to get food. He cracks me up, but he just had to he came in and he ran away. He comes through like clockwork. But yeah, so we're talking about where we are with the show real quick. The slowdown came from Chris withdrawing his presence from my life. I don't think it was him. I don't think it was forceful. I think Chris, literally, we always joked about this. I always knew that we kind of weren't joking. Chris has demons. Chris has a dragon deep in his bowels. And that dragon is hungry. That dragon has the controls. That dragon literally controls Chris's life. And it leads him to this opening, this path of insecurity. And because of that insecurity, he has trouble relating to women, keeping a woman around, being congruent with a woman, creating a realm of hopefully the woman depending on him, needing him, and that's his way of keeping the girl around. The girl's not around because Chris is so much fun, so awesome. He's a because he's a magnet. He is all of these things, but that's not why the girl's around. Okay, Chris is a magnanimous dude, full of multitudes. He is the definition of multitude. But yeah, so Chris comes from insecurity, and because of insecurity, he has a dependency on women, a dependency on alcohol, and a dependency on drugs that is so powerful. It keeps him even from amazing people like myself. And the drugs are good if they're keeping you away from me. And this doesn't anger me. It doesn't piss me off. What it does is just forces my hand. cross my fingers. Got like cutting off communication with him, like full communication. Like he's blocked on every social media. And the reason why he's blocked is because I want him to see it. I want him to, if he's listening to this too. I hope he is, but it forces his hand, as mine was. I am serious. That I was generating nothing but work and things to do and stuff for him to better himself, stuff for him to grow. I tried to do as much as possible to keep his mind off of, whatever, like dependency that he was going through at the time. Can you give someone so much work that they don't want to do drugs? I believe you can, and I was trying. Looking back, we had a couple gaps. Sure, that I have been trying harder. I don't know. We were doing a lot. There's still content that him and I created that I have yet to release. Coffee shout out. I'm doing iced coffee and unsweetened vanilla almond milk right now, and it tastes so good because the almond milk has zero effect on coffee. It just waters it down and makes it less black. and I love black coffee. So a little bit of almond milk. Actually, I poured a lot in, but almond milk's great to take in away a little bit of the bite of black coffee. And some days when it's iced, I do crave it. It's actually my favorite way to drink iced coffee. But but my best to Chris, as always. I'll probably be opening, like my next few shows, talking about Chris in this fashion, because I'm convinced he will return. Okay, him and I will sit back down and we'll do more Dream Warriors. My original plan for him got derailed, which took away a lot of the momentum for me to get the show back on track. But provided there's just been an avalanche of other things, and one of my main focuses when it comes to Dream Warriors is to put everything on AKAPAD.com. AKAPAD.com is going to be a full Dream Warriors resource. Even speaking of Chris, if you want to go there, you can go there, go under contributors, and see all the episodes that Chris was on. Every single episode will have its own individual page. So it's just awesome. Okay, and I'm really getting into it. I've been at it for a week now. There's only skeletal ideas up on what the flow is going to be and how it's all connected to AKAPAD. But it's really just endless work for me. It's a lot of work. It's 100+ episodes. So just imagine it's 100+ pages. It's a lot of me categorizing, like even trying to get into building a database that has all the pages. So all of that populates. So it's just a lot of work, but it's work I enjoy. It's work I love. So, but moving on. A part of my workaround too for the database part is to get back into doing the full blog and having the blog search, the searchability feature of the WordPress blog, have that double as a, like have that blog double as a searchable feature basically. But look, we're trying to figure it. I say we, it's me. Just trying to figure things out. But so moving on. And also today's Friday. Yay! Today's Friday. And I'm doing solo later. I'm catching solo again. Because I effing love that movie. What's with this? Oh my God. What is with geekdom? What's with nerddom right now? We got people literally building, I'm going to just say names. Ethan Vane, Skyver, EVS. I love this dude since I was a kid. His ability alone just literally made me jealous as just me trying to draw comics, because I kind of knew we were somewhat around the same age. But he came up with 3 other guys: Matt Martin, Trent Canigua from Creed, Matt Martin, Avatar, Snowman. Got his own action figure line too. I always felt like McFarlane should have got that license. McFarlane's the one that should have did those action figures, because McFarlane did like a snowman for like I think some Christmas toys, and oh my God, the thing's so awesome. It was like kind of like clear, plastically clear. that was the latest action figure my sister ever got me for Christmas too, and I still have it for that very reason. But like we have YouTubers like him that are literally building a huge audience, criticizing and tearing apart Star Wars, and it's 100% earned. The Star Wars franchise doesn't seem to have a rudder. It's easy to think that. Does it? Yes. Are they doing everything they've said they're going to do? Yes. Are they trying to gain back on the huge capital investment by purchasing Lucasfilm? Yes. Will they make their money back? That's arguable. Disney making their money back on Star Wars could be a longer game, and it might take a live action TV series. Now, do I think all this stuff can work? Do I think it has worked? And from my perspective, it has. And look, I'm talking to you in the morning. So what you have in the morning at Philly? Cop cars and birds. So let that soak in. But no, yeah. So there's war. I would say a lot of it was created, pushed, defined, redefined just by content alone by EVS. It's earned. The Disney Empire earned this type of war. Are they bleeding? Last Jedi didn't get many repeat viewers, which is the one knock for that. So it really didn't have legs at the box office. Had a good pop, had a good run. I think $1,700 million, perfect. Solo still did $100 million. That's not bad. That's not. I mean, like $100 million is $100 million. That's still a lot of people seeing the movie. I went to the theater. It looked like the entire theater loved it. I know I'll say about 4 or 5 people that have seen the movie. No one who I saw the movie with, because we had like a big family outing. But everyone I know that saw the movie loved it, especially girls. So every girl I know loves 3 movies that all the geek critics attacked: Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Last Jedi, and Solo. Why is that? I don't understand. I think we're having one of the best summers ever. Rampage, awesome. Deadpool 2, amazing. Infinity War, amazing. Solo, amazing. All building towards Jurassic World, Lost Kingdom. Watch. The tickets went on pre-sale yesterday, and the tickets are already at a low. It didn't get the pre-sale pop that they were hoping for. That really doesn't mean anything. Infinity War immediately shattered records. They said Solo was high, and they're saying that this is low. I don't know. It's none of it correlates to anything. When it comes to data and data analysis, correlation is a factor. It's not your only factor. Okay, you try and discover a little bit of the magic layer, and by the magic layer is simply defined by your insight and your study. Your outside studies get applied to data, to something that could not even be a trend, but it becomes a trend through the magic layer. Or a trend isn't a trend because of the magic layer, but it's your eclectic insight that gets applied to data that strictly explains it. And this is where, if you get good at this, you're a technical analysis for stocks and day trading. You definitely make money because you will see patterns, but you have to be disciplined about these other fields that you yourself are interested in, and forcing yourself to understand things. You have to have a true curiosity of this world. You have to have a love of living, because you got to walk down the street and worry about a electrical box hanging from a phone pole with 5 cables hanging from it, and you have to go into the office and look that up and look into what types of lines could those be, the type of electrical box, if you can find it. Well, you can, and just figure it out. Wow, I go down the whole path of understanding a power grid, a local city power grid, because there's grids on grids, and then there's like East and West Coast sector grids, kind of like, for example, California, LA, relies on Arizona for like their grid, like things like that. Okay, which is funny because when those two states war at when those two states are warring, or people talk about California breaking off from the union, they're gonna have to solve that problem. California does not have its own power. nor water. Okay, so again, yeah, and like this is how we become eclectic and interesting, and then we're talking about Solo. So there's been like this war online, and I participated in a lot of it because I do agree. I don't believe Rose Tico is a Star Wars character. I've seen Last Jedi. It came up for $15 on Amazon Instant. I bought it like right away. And I spent like a solid week watching that movie. And it kind of inspired a potential YouTube video. I want to eat 5 packs of insanely volcanic noodles from Samyang and eat 5 packs of those in a giant bowl, recorded while watching Last Jedi. And you got to be a little crazy to want to do that. But we're crazy here in Dream Warriors. So Rose Tico comes, and supposedly they're forwarding her character in episode 9, meaning that she's not just going to go away. They're not going to Jar Jar Binks her. She is a permanent character. So we know something happened with Rian Johnson at the Disney camp. He came in and said, "Look, JJ was able to set these things up. JJ made the best Star Wars movie by setting up what he did." And I know that's unpopular, but if we don't do what's popular, we're not Dream Warriors. So Rian Johnson comes in. Him and Kathleen Kennedy seem to have a level of cahoots. They have faith in one another. And from Kathleen Kennedy's perspective, this is perfectly founded. This is not there's nothing to be dumbfounded on for this. Okay? And by this I mean, Kathleen Kennedy's got to make bet on creators. Same as like with YouTube and the adpocalypse, they're making bet on their content providers. Okay, we know who they're favoring. We know who's resonating through search. Kathleen Kennedy's got to make a bet. Now, something happened, where JJ did not pursue episode 8. There could have been I think there was like a layout or like a light script. Maybe that was part of the deal with him taking a break and coming back. I really don't know. But JJ's departure, Rian Johnson comes in. Rian befriends Kathleen Kennedy, and they have this momentum now. They have a understanding. They're eye to eye on a lot of parallel concepts. Some of these concepts are the introduction of female characters. That's my only major knock with Last Jedi. When I was really like watching that movie, what took me out of it was there's just girls on every single frame. I mean, like there's one communication scene where they're on the bridge of the ship, and it's just like a row of females. And dude, you're talking to a guy that loves women. I love women. Most of these girls are not like, you really wouldn't talk to them if you saw them in the bar. You just wouldn't. You would not talk to any Star Wars girl to have sex with her. You wouldn't. That's the problem with Last Jedi. Not enough bangable babes. So there's maybe like a level of understanding with what they want to do with it. So Rian Johnson, they let that script through. They approve it. They let him make the movie he wanted to make. They give him a trilogy, and then they bring on J.J. Abrams again, who is continuing Rose Tico. So this only assumes that what Rian Johnson did is being favored over J.J. That's why they let Rian Johnson tear it down. So is there like two fractions? Is J.J. going to come in to fix Johnson? No. J.J. is going to come in and do the job that he was hired to do, period. Is this going to make a better or worse movie? We don't know. It's hard to even know how movies end up the way they do. Why are some of them great? Why are some of them aren't? I think a lot of modern criticism comes in with pre-formulated ideas. This is something I've been insanely vocal on throughout the days of Dream Warriors. The days of Dream Warriors. I've been insanely vocal on this for reasons because we don't know. And we have to be considerate of that thought when we go into watching a movie. So Solo comes out. And there's definitely some Kathleen Kennedy in the movie, just based on what we think we know, okay? Because we're going by what we think we know. Solo flows perfectly. Solo is a pirate movie. One of the reasons why I love at World's End Pirates of the Caribbean 3 is the backstabbing and the double crossing. It's almost at a mirror-esque level where it's just like a mirror being held up to itself. It's infinite in At World's End. And that's one of the reasons why I completely adore that movie, because it is the pinnacle of a pirate movie. I think it is the best pirate movie that will ever be made, is At World's End. Solo understands that. Okay, you know there's going to be backstabbing, you know there's going to be double crossing, but you really don't know like where it's going to go, what's going to happen. You just have ideas, and continuously throughout the movie, there's nothing but ideas and reveals. This is what we would want in a Star Wars movie. There's hints and ideas on where some characteristics come from. Solo's still a baby. He's not even Han Solo yet. Even at the end of this movie, I thought that was a bonus. We go into the potential origin of the rebellion. Maybe, I think the rebellion from Solo versus to like what we see in Rogue One is a long arc. Okay, it's not just a money thing. Remember, too, part of the rebellion is it's a political position by a cabal of individuals who are opposed to the Empire and their rule. And so if we get into some of that, does episodes 1, 2, and 3 apply to the motivation of the rebellion, other than we think you're evil? So look, the Empire 100% in these newer Star Wars movies is portrayed as evil, but it's almost evil within itself. It's not outwardly evil. Okay, they're occupying their territories, but they're also protecting their territories from foreign invaders. There's a lot of sympathy and understanding to be built for the Empire, and they walk that line. And from a storytelling standpoint, the reason why you walk the line when it comes to Empire, handling the Empire or the First Order, is it creates a more of an interesting dynamic circumstance that you can potentially have empathy for the Empire, that you yourself can relate to the struggle and the order that they're having. And for a lot of people, this struggle is having a family, hitting Walmart for the weekly groceries, stocking everything, dealing with bills. There's like this constant push and pull. And we have empathy for what we view as evil a lot of the times. And the Empire is perfectly positioned for that, especially with Solo, since the Empire is kind of in the background. But we also see the Empire recruiting, which is so interesting because the Empire is recruiting from a completely dark, trash world. It's a beat up world. It's Corellia or Corellian, but they gave origin to the Corellian Star Cruisers or the Corellian Star Destroyers. This is the world that manufactures Star Destroyers. We see this in the first couple frames of Solo, which I thought was an amazing revelation. And what's the Empire doing there? They're providing jobs, they're providing security, and they're recruiting. This is no different than Nike going into a completely trash country, shithole country, shit part of a country. And keep in mind, too, that country's government is to blame for what Nike is doing, not the people, not Nike. But Nike goes into these desolate places, they drop factories, and now everyone around the factory is they're living a better life, they're making more money. Has there been completely biased, skewed documentaries that confuse this thought? 100%. But don't let it be mistaken. Can those factories exist in the U.S.? Yes. Can they exist with minimum wage? No, because it's unskilled labor. So these are some of the concepts touched on by Solo, and I loved it. And I'm seeing it again today, and hold my face to the fire and take away my geek card, but try it, because you cannot explain to me how Solo is a bad movie. It is visually one of the very best science fiction movies I've ever seen, period. Could I have done without the LJ whatever droid? Sure. The equality thing? Whatever. Okay, it's a droid trying to start a rebellion. Okay, scientific trope number 1,000,000. Okay, droid starting rebellions are some of our favorite sci-fi movies: Matrix, Terminator. It goes on and on. I'm forgetting. Dune. So, robot rebellion. So look, I got things to do. I'm a little bit busy, a little shorter today. Episode 92 might be more about Solo because I wanted to maybe talk more about this movie. And I gotta get to a run of doing videos. I'm gonna try and do a video before I go into the office because I'm crazy because I don't have enough to do. Everyone, dream for me and create. Just do something irregular. Do that one thing today that's been in the back of your mind for a long time. But don't just do it. Start it. Just start something and see what happens. That's all you got to do. If we had more people starting things, oh my God, would this world be a better place. This is Peter A. DeLuca from AKAPAD.com, your host for Dream Warriors, signing off. Have a great day. So literally every time I sit down to do this, like within minutes. Okay, I'm back. I'm back after being back. Let me raise this volume a little bit here. Okay. Yeah. So everyone, welcome back to Dream Warriors. Still at a crawl. Dream what? Okay. I do not have a singing voice. Everyone here knows that. Hey, so we're doing some things we're going to talk about, and we're talking about Solo for this episode of Dream Warriors, episode 91. Let's go.